There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Marketing Me. We are live today for the University of the East, Caloocan. So today we'll be joined by speakers from Optum and DXC Technology. So before we start, we'd like to invite everyone for the prayer followed by the national anthem.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below.
mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Thank you for that. So to officially start our session for this morning, we'd like to invite Prof. Annabelle M. Espiritu, OJT and Job Placement Coordinator for the opening remarks. Hi, Miss Bell. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good
I'm
morning.
gonna put you on
So,
the spotlight.
okay. Okay. So, Director Kim Chua, or the Coordinator Antonio Postrado, our guest speakers, OGT faculty and students, good morning and happy Valentine's Day to all of you. And it is my great pleasure to welcome everyone to our webinar on Marketing Me Live through jobs180.com. And through this seminar, we will be able to get updated information on online applications, virtual interviews, and top skills employers look for. So let us listen attentively. Take down notes, students, don't forget that. And this webinar will surely give you an edge. So, in behalf of Chancellor Zosimo Batad, I would like to take this opportunity to take jobs180.com through Director Kim Chua for their unceasing support to the University of the East, particularly and especially our dear students. So to formally open this webinar, I would like to welcome all of you. Again, good morning and God bless.
Thank you for that, Miss Bell. Happy Valentine's Day po. Have a great day, ma'am. All right. So thank you for that, Miss Bell. So to our audience, binabati ko kayo ng isang malaking happy Valentine's Day. So before kayo makipag-date mamaya or anytime this week, please finish this webinar first, no? So at the end of this webinar, we will be disclosing yung evaluation link. So to all the students, ang attendance nandoon po sa at the end ng ating webinar mamaya. All right. So to everyone who's here, thank you for being on time. So if you have friends who are not here yet, please don't forget to share this video with them. Here are the topics that we will be discussing today. So first topic is online applications by jobs180.com. We have virtual interviews to be presented by Optum Global Solutions. And lastly is top skills employers look for from DXC Technology. Ayan. So we'd like to know where you're from. So please comment your name and course para later we can address our speakers. Ma'am, we have this many people watching from for example, tech or watching from humanities. Ngayon. So please let us know where you're from. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we proceed with our first speaker. So our first speaker for this morning to be discussing online applications is Sir Kim Chua. He is the managing director for jobs20.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. He is a trusted resource speaker and has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. If ever you have questions for Sir Kim later, please don't forget to put it in the comment section and we'll try to ask him after his talk. All right. Sir Kim, if you're ready, the floor is yours. Please take it away.
Allow me to share to you how to make a job winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No? Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume ito, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na anong mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay, lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot, lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating ko sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam nyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma. Diba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga, hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Anong gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So, kung di mo type yung sagot, edi-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng magandang kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kayang-kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? O sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member ng Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante. Pag nakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tingnan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything. From top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay rin ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto ka niya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design, diba? Gets yung ibig ko sabihin. Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pag-process sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay? Lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, wag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nag-submit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, Siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Anong gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang, huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data. Pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi. O, makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now, we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, 'di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. 'Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sir Kim. So to our audience, we are now open for questions. So if ever, lagay nyo lang sa comment section natin and we will try to address it later. Alright, so sir, I will go first. First question, sir. How soon can we send out applications? Would the companies mind if hindi pa kami graduate and nag-send na kami ng application, or kailangan pa po ba nilang antayin na officially graduate na po yung status nila?
Thank you for that question, no. Una sa lahat, Happy Valentine's Day sa lahat. Ayan, ito na yung pangatlong beses sa memory ko na nag-Valentine's Day tayo sa UE Caloocan. Ayan, so malapit talaga sa puso natin ng UE Caloocan. Okay, so to answer your question, huwag nyo na antayin yung time na kayo ay maghahanap pa ng trabaho, meaning graduate na, tsaka pa lang kayo magsasubmit na information sa mga companies. I recommend, if you're already ready naman to explore, then you, after you finish creating your resume link, you already start giving your resume link to those companies. Now, the reason why I recommend that is so at an early point pa lang, these companies could already process your information. Maybe they might be looking for someone at your level na yung profile mo, even if you haven't graduated pa, and they could offer you possible career opportunities. Lalo na ngayon, maraming work from home. So baka lang may mga companies dyan na pwedeng work from home setup. So they don't need to wait for you to graduate. So you can start na. Now on your end naman, ganun din, start exploring. Just make sure lang that you research about the company. Huwag kayo click lang ng click, basta-basta lang bato ng bato ng information nyo sa mga kumpanya. Diba? Be strategic, learn about the company, research about the position you're applying for, and then you start giving your resume link. So yan, I hope na answer ko yung tanong ni Ma'am Shari.
All right, thank you for that, sir. Next question would be, how many is a good number? When you're actively applying, how many is a good number? Like, if I'm sending,
Okay, I get your question. Wala
would it be
wala
okay
naman
to send it
wala
out to
naman
50
limit.
or
Oo,
100?
walang limit sa pag-a-apply, no? Ano 'yan eh, parang 'di ba sabi nga nila, the more entries you submit, the more chances of winning, 'di ba? Parang gano'n siya. But in this case, no, basta lang be strategic. Learn about the companies you're applying for. Research about the company. If you want to apply to, say, 10, 20, 50 companies, by all means, it's okay. Wala naman limit talaga. It's just that, pag sila ay tumawag sa'yo, kasi ganito din, isipin mo rin, di ba? Ikaw, isa ka. Nag-submit ka sa 50 kumpanya. And imagine naman, if you are on the HR side, di ba? They get to see your profile at naging interesado sila sa'yo. Anong next step gagawin nila? They'll try to contact you. So, first of all, you have to keep your lines open. Make sure that you're ready to accept those calls or messages when those companies will contact you. Now, pag good thing, no, sabi ko nga, sana all, ganyan mangyari. Imagine mo, 50 pinadalan mo, 50 rin tumawag sa'yo. Diba? And they wanted to proceed with your application. It's a happy problem, sa totoo lang. Happy problem yan. Pero, kailangan lang talaga, ararin mo yung kumpanyang ina-apply mo. Kasi baka lang mamaya, when they ask you a simple question like, what do you know about the company? Or why did you apply for this specific position? Tapos sasabihin mo, hindi po ako nag-apply. O kaya, hindi ko po alam. Lagot na. 'Di ba? Sayang naman yung opportunity, sayang yung chance. Okay? So, just to answer the question, walang limit sa dami ng pwede mong applyan. Okay? Basta lang make sure you research about those companies. Okay? Ayan.
Thank you for that, sir. So the danger lang is if you hindi ka cautious na mag-send ng applications. Basta-basta lang, no.
Oo,
Yun lang yung
wag lang click ng click, no? Wag kayo trigger
yeah.
happy.
Hindi nagbabasa, no? Ayan. So,
Oo,
Sir Kim,
tama.
thank you. So, our
Mm.
next speaker is here. So,
Oh,
she will be
yes.
discussing interviews naman.
Ay,
Thank you, Sir
promote lang
Kim.
pala ako. Promote lang
Go
ako.
ahead, sir.
Give me one promotion lang. If you are interested to explore for internship for OJT, in case lang, no, you have friends or kayo mismo, you are in the stage that you're looking for companies for OJT or internship, feel free to send your information sa jobs180.com/jobs180. Kami mismo, no, jobs180, we are looking or we're hiring for OJTs. Lahat ito naka-virtual setup. For full-time positions naman, if ever lang you have friends or you know anyone that you could recommend, we have positions for IT, for web development, at saka for customer support. Okay, so yun lang, explore our site and explore also the career portal of your school. Nakita nyo nagsuscroll sa screen ngayon, schools with an S, .jobs180.com/UE-Caloocan. Okay, punta kayo dyan sa link na yan. Maraming mga opportunities kayong pwede makita. Okay, so good luck. Ayan. See
All
you
right,
soon.
thank you for that, sir. Sir, can we just get can we just get like a glimpse of what companies are available doon sa school page na nilagay po sa
There's
baba?
actually a lot of companies there. To mention a few, ito yung mga highlight ko. We invited two of them. Yung susunod nating speaker is from Optum. No? So, you listen about our speaker and the possible opportunities that you could also explore sa kanila. And there's another speaker later after ni Ma'am Reese. We also invited from DXC Technology. Check them out. Now, these are just two of so many other companies. Sila na lang i-highlight ko kasi sila yung nandito sa talk natin ngayong umaga. Okay?
Varied
There.
naman yung employers dun, sir. Meron namang
Oh,
from tech,
halo-halo
meron
yan
from
for all
business,
courses.
finance, ayan.
For all courses, different location, we are catering nationwide. So iba-ibang schools, iba-ibang school, iba-ibang companies from all over yan, the Philippines, because we are in partnership with different schools then nationwide. So itong mga makita nyo, these are mostly our company partners ni UE Caloocan. You'll also see it there. Okay, so check them out. Check them out. Okay,
All
yan
right.
lang.
So thank you for that, sir. So may I again remind everybody that there is an evaluation form at the end of this webinar. So to get the attendance or to make sure that you get your attendance, you have to watch until the end. Ayan. All right. Sir, can we we're stalling for time, sir, kasi the next
Sige.
speaker is not yet here. Ayan.
Sige.
Sir, can we just get a couple of wise advices for people who would be entering the university, because I saw some of them are from senior high school and then some of them are from college. So what would be your like pieces of advice for people who would be entering their college life and also for people who will be transitioning to the corporate world? Ayan. So two yun,
Mm.
sir.
Okay. So doon muna tayo sa school muna. School muna, okay? Para din lang pag-ibig 'yan. Okay? Para makarelate kayo, okay? So sa mga in love at hindi in love, para din 'yan love, no? Hindi naman kailangan kasi sabing Valentine's kailangan lang sa better half nyo. Hindi naman kailangan ganoon, no? Friends, you also love your friends. So say happy Valentine's also to your friends, o di ba? So para din 'yan love life. When you explore for school, number one is you try to identify first sa sarili mo what would you like to do later on. So you do a little backtracking, no? Ito yung end, parang 'di ba lagi yung sinasabi, begin with an end in mind. So at the end of it, anong gusto mo mangyari? Do you want to be a successful, example lang, engineer? Do you want to be a chef? 'Di ba? Sample lang, or you want to be a plantita, no? Halimbawa lang. Yan yung depende, photography, multimedia, ang dami mga career later on eh. So you try to see yourself, ano yung mga gusto mo mangyari and assess your skills. Tingnan mo rin sarili mo kasi baka gusto mo naman maging piloto, halimbawa, pero mata mo talaga malabo. Baka sa simula pa lang medyo alanganin na yan, 'di ba? Medyo may hurdle na. Although I'm sure there are a lot of pilots out there na kahit malabo yung mata, okay, nakapagpalpalipad ng eroplano. Okay? So I'm just saying lang na you have to assess two sides, no? Yung anong gusto mo gawin, tsaka ano yung kaya mo rin, no, on your end, yung skills mo and available resources as well. Now, after doing so, after making that evaluation, syempre you also talk to your parents. Wala namang ibang kakausapin dito kundi ka mag-anak mo at parents mo, kapatid mo, ganyan, no? Sila, talk to them and then explore these options. Now, the next option that you do is find an education system that can help support yung plans mo. Yan yon. Okay, so whether you're from senior high transitioning to college, yan yung tingin kong best thing to do at this point. Okay, ang maganda ngayon since ano tayo virtual, there's a lot of online classes no being offered. So mas flexible. No, yun nga lang may mga certain courses kailangan talaga ng hands-on. Hindi again, going back, talking about piloto lang, sample ko lang yung piloto kasi yun ang ginamit kong example. Hindi naman porkat magaling ka sa video games, kaya mo magpalipad ng eroplano, paikot-ikutin mo yung eroplano sa video games. That means in real life, mapapalipad mo rin eroplano ng ganon. So it's something that you have to assess then in reality. Okay? I know, I sound like I'm joking, pero I'm just trying to humor you in a way para mas maintindihan yung sinasabi ko. Now, pagdating naman sa college, transitioning to the world of work, then it's the same thing, no? Whatever you've learned dun sa school, yun yung advantage mo. Kasi kahit pa paano meron ka ng background, may basics ka na, di ba? May basic foundation ka na for you to use later on pa naghanap ka ng trabaho. Ibig sabihin, halimbawa na nag-aral ka ng accounting, di ba? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to end up as an accountant or you have to end up in a financial firm. Okay? I'm just saying lang na lamang ka na kasi meron ka ng background sa accounting. Diba? Pero kung hilig mo talaga photography, by all means, pwede ka naman maging accountant na photographer. O, diba? Or accountant na piloto. O, diba? O, just to connect lang. So, that's what I'm saying. No? You explore kung anong meron para pag ikay naghanap ng trabaho, you can now explore yung mga research work mo dun sa possible opportunities na meron, yung responsibilities tsaka requirements. So those are I would say practical tips, no? Yan yung mga pinagdaanan ko at pinagdaanan din natin yan, Ma'am Shari, 'di ba? Yung mga time na tayo nag-aaral, minsan you're in your crossroad, di mo alam, do I go this way, do I go that way? Pag hindi ka sigurado, alam mo ito gawin nyo, ipagdasal nyo yan. Okay? Kasi pagdasal mo yan. Because if you only have to choose two paths, dalawa lang, left and right, no? Hindi ka naman pwede talaga mag-go to both direction, 'di ba? Hindi ka naman pwede mag-split sarili mo. So pagdasal mo 'yan, reflect on it, 'di ba? And whatever that answer will be, I am sure, okay? It is according to his will. Okay? To the plans of our Lord. So ganon, minsan nagtataka ka, ba't ako nag-end up dito sa nursing? Minsan ganon, ba't ako nag-end up as engineer? Hindi ko naman to gusto, pinilit ako ng magulang ko. Pero kung bakit, yung sagot niyan later on malalaman nyo rin. Okay? So yan yung
At
sa
the
akin.
end of
That's
the
my
day,
yeah, at the end of the
at the
day.
end of the day, choose whatever
Yes.
works for you. Ayan.
Yes.
So, Sir
Yes.
Kim, thank you. Our next speaker is here. She's ready.
Okay. Okay, great.
So,
Sige
thank you,
po.
sir. Have a great day
Bye.
po.
Be
Happy
safe. Bye-bye.
Valentine's. Our next speaker to be discussing virtual interviews, we have here Ms. Reese, Pasia, Recruitment Manager of our Optum Global Solutions. She is a college graduate from De La Salle University, Manila, where she finished her course of International Studies, majoring in European Studies. She then started her first job in Citigroup Business Process Solutions back in 2010 as a sourcing associate. So today, she is currently employed for more than 7 years with Optum Global Solutions as a recruitment manager who handles specifically the campus and graduates program. Hi, Ms. Reese. Happy Hearts Day, ma'am.
Happy Valentine's Day, Shari, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone in the call this morning.
Ma'am, can we test your screen?
Yes, of course.
Screen
Let me know
share.
if you see my screen already, okay?
Apo. Ayan.
Alrighty.
So for today, ma'am, we have a mix of senior high school and college students. So right now, basing on the comments, yan, okay lang yan.
I
We
thought
have people from HM, TM, and marketing management, business ad, ayan, ayan. Can we just have it on full screen, ma'am? Yan.
there.
Okay.
Kala-
Ma'am, it's up.
Thank you. And I thought, Shari, that you have a mix of singles and couples
Pretty
today.
sure.
Joke lang,
Ma'am, I leave you
everyone.
to it. I'll be back for the Q&A 20 minutes. Thank you,
Got
Ms.
it,
Reese.
Shari. Thank you so much. All right. So, good morning, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're having a wonderful start of this very Heart's Day. So, I hope you feel a lot of love this morning. If it's not with a significant other, you have several reasons to be in love. You have your happy, healthy life, and also a lot of family and friends who love you dearly. So, again, happy Heart's Day to everyone, and good morning. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself to you all. Okay, there you go. All right. So just to start things off, I'd like to introduce myself to you all. My name is Christine Therese Huang Pasha. I'm the recruitment manager of the Campus and Graduates program from Optum Global Solutions Philippines. And personally, I'd like to say that I'm a very positive person. So because of that, I coined the hashtag positive Pasha, because it's always good to look at the positive things in life, right? I'm also part of a family of 5. I'm the middle daughter of 3 children, and my youngest sister actually has Down syndrome, and my parents who were the founders of the Down syndrome one of the founders of the Down syndrome association, created the Down syndrome association to help new parents with children with Down syndrome, to educate them on what Down syndrome is. And actually, this month is World Down Syndrome Awareness Month in the Philippines. So we're happy to celebrate that this whole month of February. I've also been with my husband for already 14 years this year. So I believe that there's a forever, even if some people don't believe in that. But you just have to find the right person. I also do enjoy basketball very much. I've been playing basketball since I was in grade 4. And once the pandemic, eases up the restrictions, hopefully I can start playing again with my friends. And lastly, I do really enjoy watching Broadway and also listening to Broadway. So when I'm stressed, I just really put on some musicals and on Broadway and some Broadways, and really just it really calms my nerves. So basically, that's who I really am. I hope you learned a thing or two about me. And what I also wanted to discuss with you all this morning is the company that I work for already almost 10 years. And that would be Optum Global Solutions Philippines. So we are the number one healthcare company in the United States, and we rank Fortune 5 out of 500 companies in the Fortune 500. And we touch nearly every aspect of the healthcare systems. And maybe may it be in the healthcare financing or in technology. We're approximately about 200,000 employees around the world. And in the Philippines specifically, we're over already 16,000 employees, and we're growing very quickly in the Philippines. So locally, you can compare us to your local healthcare insurance companies like IntelliCare or MaxiCare, but definitely we're much bigger in scale in the global systems. We just don't handle insurances, but also the technology side of the healthcare systems, like your medical records that are already currently online. Something similar to that, where especially except it's definitely much more broader. So that's who we are. And also, very being part of Optum, I'm very proud to say that we really embrace the mission and values of our company. And our mission is to help people live healthier lives and to make the health system work better for everyone. And being with the organization for almost 10 years already, I'm really proud to say that I've really seen the individuals who work in the organization embrace the value and mission of the company and what we do in our day-to-day work, especially the values of integrity, relationships, compassion, innovation, and performance. We are able to truly live through our values in our day-to-day work. So I'm also happy to say that with the culture of the organization, we also have very good employee engagement activities. So as you can see in the bottom, we have 3 employee engagement activities that we'd like to highlight. So in Cebu, we were able to have a contest during Sinulog. And in the middle picture, you can see that we are able to celebrate Women's Month. And also the last picture, we're able to celebrate our Pride Month back in June of 2019 with our LGBTQ brothers and sisters here in Optum. So it's quite amazing in what we can do, not only just doing the work that has to be done, but we want to make sure that we give our employees the work-life balance that they need and also highlight them, especially in their stories. So where are we located in the Philippines? We're located in 4 major sites. Our first site is located in Taguig in Science Hub 1 and 3. So we have 2 buildings there. We also have our second site, which is in IT Park in Cebu. And then our third site in Quezon City in UP Techno Hub. And lastly, our current site and our newest site, which is in Alabang in North Gate Cyber Zone, which we have 3 buildings there. We're also looking into expanding our locations in the Philippines. But of course, the pandemic kind of gave us a halt on that and push the pause button on that. But we're looking into eventually having more sites, of course, all around the Philippines. We also have great opportunities in the Philippines and in Optum. So we have 4 major business areas, which is technology, customer service, the clinical business, and also shared services. We're really looking into seeing a growth when it comes to the customer service business and the clinical business here in the Philippines. But of course, the technology business would also still continue to be hiring. So we have opportunities under analytics, automation, information security, and data science and analytics. For customer service, we have our healthcare advocates for these roles, but these are not your typical customer service roles where you do order taking or you have to book a flight for a customer. What we do are medium to high complex customer service roles where you are able to be the bridge between doctors and nurses and even major players in the hospital. So you're able to really help them in living their life's best work and also, of course, their healthiest life. For the clinical business, we're also looking into seeing more opportunities under registered nurses in the United States, medical coders, and also, of course, allied health graduates. We also have opportunities actually for nurses who are not yet registered nurses. If do apply to our company, but we also have all our coding academy. So these are medical coding academy and also our nursing academy. So you can look into more of that in our careers website. And lastly, of course, we do have our shared services roles where we are able to have opportunities under the human capital or human resources department, finance department, and employee engagement department. So for more opportunities and career areas, you can check out in our career site later where I'll be discussing you the link. So very quickly, I also wanted to discuss with you how we were able to respond to the pandemic or the COVID-19 pandemic, which is still currently happening. So back in March of 2020, we were all very much nervous of what was going to happen when the cases started to rise here in the Philippines. But I'm very proud to say that our business leaders in the Philippines and in Optum was very quick to put into place health safety protocols for all employees. So 90% of our non-clinical workforce was transitioned to a work-at-home setting while maintaining all service levels. We also continued our hiring under Optum because we are able to shift to a virtual hiring process to protect our candidates and employees. Because again, our number one priority would be the safety and security of all employees of the organization. And currently, we have been already working from home since March of 2020, so already over 2 years, or soon to be over 2 years. But since then, we have still been employing and paying full wages for our entire workforce. Again, we really live through our mission and values of the organization, and I truly seen this during the time of COVID. And also with the mission and values of the company, we did not stop there. We continue to help other people around the world, especially with locations of Optum in the world. And locally in the Philippines, we were able to partner with Caritas Manila, where we were able to donate a sum of money to help the ones who were affected by the pandemic. So I'm very proud to say, being part of this organization, that I still feel very much safe and secure with the work that I have, and of course, I'm still able to continue my work, and we are still able to have opportunities for people who want to apply to our company. So thank you so much. I hope you learned a few things about Optum during that time. But right now, let's discuss with you on how to really prepare yourself for your job interviews, okay? So now it's time to be prepared on virtual interviews. So how to dress, of course, and how to answer these interview questions, even if you are doing your virtual interviews. To start things off, it's very important to be well prepared and dressed to impress. So again, it's very much important to remember to dress up professionally when attending interviews, even if they are virtual interviews. It shows that you value the time that you have, that you value the time that the company is investing on you, and you value the time also, of course, of the recruiter that's interviewing you. So even again, if you are doing a virtual interview, it's very much important to still be well dressed and professionally dressed. So just let me share with you a few examples of what you can wear during your virtual interviews or face-to-face interviews. So these are just a few or just examples of what you can wear for the women on in your virtual interviews. So again, it's very nice. You look very clean. It's a very clean look. So your colored polos are very important. Again, a blazer would always dress up an outfit. So as you can see in the first picture, the girl doesn't have a blazer, but she looks very well dressed because you can see that her pants are not jeans. They are slacks, and they're very also or linen pants. And she looks just very smart, right? It looks very professional, even if she's not in a blazer. But again, if you add a blazer to that, again, it would look also very much professional. So these are just examples of what you can wear. Nice black top with a nice pair of pants and a belt. And of course, your shoes doesn't have to be stiletto heels, right? You can have kitten heels, as you can see in the samples below. It doesn't have to be black. Again, colors would be really nice. Whatever makes your outfit look good, right? I just put the red shoes under this outfit because I think that it matches. So let's just make sure that you're able to really dress to impress. Make sure that you have, let's say, your slacks, your polo shirt, and your blazer, and the proper shoes, okay? So it's very important that if you also don't want to wear your kitten heels or heels, you have the option to wear flats. Again, I think that it's most important to be comfortable with what you are wearing. So at least you feel comfortable while the interview is going through. Now, this is just an example of maybe what you should avoid during virtual interviews or during your interviews. It looks like she's going on a summer outing, right? Or just to the mall. So very short shorts, ripped jeans, very casual tops, t-shirts actually that have big prints and big wordings on it. That's a big no-no during virtual interviews or during your interviews. Again, it's very important to still look very professional. Also the shoes, right? Shoes matter. So make sure that you're not wearing slippers or thongs, gladiator sandals. You want to impress again your interviewers. Now, most of you might be asking me, right? Reese, so they won't even know what I'm wearing in the bottom. I can just wear actually my polo collared shirt or my blazer, and they won't know what I'm wearing at the bottom. Yes, that's very true, right? And that's for me, fine. But again, when you're going on an interview, you feel confident when you're in a full outfit, right? When you're wearing your slacks, when you're wearing your kitten heels. And it's also very good practice to already dress professionally. Because if you think about it, when the pandemic's over, you have to really wear your slacks already and your shoes, right? So best to already start practicing because you can't wear, let's say, your boxer shorts, right? During the interview face to face. So it's good to be fully dressed during your interviews, during your virtual interviews, because you would also feel very confident during your interview. Now, for the men, very similar to the women, you have to wear, of course, your white collared shirts, your polo shirts, your slacks. Don't forget your belt if you want to wear a belt. Long socks are very good with leather shoes. So it's very good that you have to wear leather shoes during your interviews. The middle picture is a bit too much, right? That's a lot. That's very much well dressed because he's wearing a three-piece suit. So again, a blazer goes a long way when you put it on. So it's very important that you can, let's say, wear like the sir in the first picture. He's wearing a sweater in the first picture, but he put a blazer on and he looks very well dressed. So again, that's I think more of business casual that you can pair up with the boat shoes. But again, if you're going for your interview, picture number 2 and picture number 3 would be best to wear. Don't forget your ties, leather shoes. So again, so that you look very much professional. Again, you'd also want to veer away from these outfits like this during interviews. It looks really cool, right? I really love the outfit. But again, there's no room for that during an interview, and a professional interview, right? So leather jackets, hoodies, very tattered shirts, again, ripped jeans, rubber shoes that are very rockery, and also of sandals and slippers are not welcome during interviews. Again, it's very important to look at your best and look professional, even if you're in your virtual interviews. Another question, Reese, maybe why can't I wear rubber shoes? What if the company allows, right? So that's a good question. Most companies actually have casual Fridays, or they allow sneakers to be worn. Again, it's very much dependent on the industry that you are applying for and you want to work for. So make sure to ask these questions also during your interviews. If the company has a dress code, and also if so that you know how to prepare yourself and how to dress yourself when going through your interview already. So at least you're already following the dress code as an applicant. Right? So those are just a few examples of what you can wear during your virtual interviews. But I think what's more important is to remember that to be prepared during your interviews. So again, it's very important to practice for your face-to-face interviews and your virtual or online interviews. So to be prepared for these interviews, it's very important that that you have to practice with either a friend, a colleague, or even your parents or professors in school. So it's very important to understand also what questions could be asked during these interviews. And I'm here to discuss with you on how to prepare to answer some of the questions that can be asked during your interviews. All right. Now, first of all, why is there an interview in the first place, right? Why do we have to go through an interview? Why can't I just be already hired based on my resume? Now, an interview is very important because it's an important selection technique where there is a two-way exchange of information, either on one basis or by a panel of it by a panel. So you'll have a lot of people interviewing you. Now, the interview gets important information from the candidate so that they can also judge whether you're a fit for the organization. So for the work and also the organization's culture. So that's why it's very important to have an interview. It's not just because they saw your resume already that you can pass. They want to see if you are fit, not just for the work, but also the culture of the organization. Now, these are the few questions that can be asked during your interview. So, one, of course, usually is tell me something about yourself. Why is this question being asked? Right? Because basically they already read your resume, right? They already know kind of who you are. They want to know how, one, you communicate and how you express yourself in the English language, how you're able to share about yourself, and how confident you are about talking about yourself. Another thing is that they ask you this question, tell me something about yourself. It's more of an icebreaker. They want you to kind of relax already before the interview really starts because of course everyone gets really nervous during the interview. So the best way to answer this is confidently share something about yourself that really is not in your resume. Talk about your hobbies, what you really love to do, maybe what you did over the weekend or what you're passionate about. Let's say if you're a passionate mother, you really like to spend time with your children. Or for example, you want to talk about your thesis. I know it's related to your school, but if you're passionate about it and you can talk about it very well, then go ahead. But again, it's important to talk about maybe something that you love to do, like sports or something you collect. So at least you can calm down during the start of the interview already and collect yourself. Now, the second question that may usually also is being asked by interviews is why should we hire you, right? Um, and no, but seriously, why should we hire you, right? As a recruiter, I like asking this because I want to understand how well you know the position that you are applying for and how confident you are that you are a fit for the position you're applying for. So again, the best way to answer this is understanding first the position that you are applying for, as well as understanding the company that you're applying for. So it's very important to do research about the company and position you are applying for. So again, so at least when they ask you this question, you know what to answer. For example, why when I ask people why we should hire you in Optum. For example, they answer because I understand that you are a healthcare company, and as a graduate of, let's say, nursing, I feel that my my course as a my nursing course would best fit in this organization, and I can practice what I've learned in school. So again, it's very important to understand the company that you're applying for and the role that you're applying for so that you can answer these questions. Why should we hire you and why are you a fit for the position, right? Now, number three, what are your greatest strengths and weaknesses? Usually they ask you this um, because they also, again, want to open up an icebreaker or they want to break the ice so that you can calm down. But they also really want to understand what are your greatest strengths, right? What are your strengths that you can bring into the company? And as a individual in the position that you're applying for, how will you be able to do the work, right? So you have to share your strengths. This is not the way, you don't have to humble yourself, right? I mean, you could humble yourself, especially during this part, and don't make yabang, but make sure that you really understand that these are your strengths and back it up with experiences. For example, how you answer this question. One of my greatest strengths would be my time management skills. I can share with you that I was able to manage my time very well in college when I was a working student and also studying at the same time. I would, let's say, first attend a few of my classes in the morning, and then I would go to my part-time job in McDonald's in the afternoon and complete my work. And at night, I would be able to do the homework that I have from school. So I was able to manage my time and graduate with honors, right? So that's a way of how you should to discuss about your greatest strengths. Talk about something that you're proud of or you feel that is your greatest strength, but back it up with an example of how you were able to use it. Now, what are your greatest weaknesses, or what is your weakness, right? Why would they ask you this? They want to understand also if you are humble enough to admit, let's say, a weakness that you feel that you have, but how are you able to also overcome this weakness? So that's how you answer the question. Share the weakness that you have. So let's say, for example, a weakness that I have would be, um, let's say, I have a problem in my tardiness, or I have a problem, or my weakness would be coming to work on time, or I usually am late. Now, what I can do to overcome this weakness is maybe I can wake up earlier, or really manage my time very well by understanding the schedule of the day before, and making sure that I'm able to really do everything that needs to be completed at a certain time frame. So it's very, again, important to understand the weakness that you have, but you also share with them how you're able to overcome that weakness. That's how you're able to answer what are your greatest strengths and your weaknesses. Now, number four would be, why do you want to work for us? Very similar to question number two on why should we hire you. So again, you have to understand the company as well as also the position that you are applying for. So research is very important. But also another tip here is to understand the culture of the company. So again, understand, maybe does the company support individual inclusion and diversity? Do they also accept PWDs in the organization? Do they have certain advocacies that align to your own advocacies? Do their values and also their culture align to your culture and values? So these are the things you have to understand on why, on how you can answer the question of why do you want to work for us. You have to understand the position that you're applying for and the company as well, and also what it can give you. So those are the things that you should share when you answer these questions. Now, number five is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? The company or the recruiter will ask you this question because they want to see how well you are goal oriented. Okay. So it's very important to understand that these companies or these recruiters would like to hire you because they want to see if you really see yourself grow within their company, right? So it's very important to answer this question by seeing yourself already in a 5 year or 3 year plan with the company. So you can share with them, let's say, in about 1 year, I'd like to complete all the tasks as let's say, a recruitment associate. But in the next 3 years, I want to already see myself grow as a manager, and let's say a management trainee to become a manager, and understand certain steps that I can take to become a manager in 5 years. So again, it's very important to already share with them a plan that you have. A 5 year or 3 year plan would be okay. But again, it's important to see, or it's important to share with them that you see yourself grow within their company. Because why would they want to hire a person that would only stay in their company for 3 months, 6 months, right? When you have a regular position for you, your contract will not end. So why not reach for the skies and share with them already a 5 year plan, right? So that's how you should prepare in answering question number five. And where do you see yourself in the next 3 or 5 years? Now, lastly, usually this question is asked as well. Describe a difficult situation and what did you do to overcome it? So this is just an example of a question that could be asked, which these are situational or behavioral questions. Why are situational and behavioral questions asked during an interview? Because we want to know how you were able to go through certain situations that you have encountered in the past, because it would reflect on how you would also react to certain situations that can happen in the future when you're part of the company. So the best way to answer this question is the STAR method, which is sharing the situation, and then what task or action did you take so that you could fix the situation, and then what would be the results of it? STAR, STAR, right? So again, situation, task or action, and then the result, right? So for example, let's say, to answer this question, describe a difficult situation and what did you do to overcome it? Let's say when I was in college, I was completing my thesis when my group mate lost a certain part of our thesis. Now that's the situation, right? So a part of our thesis got deleted by my group mate. Now, what is the task or action that I took? The task or action that I took was that I was able, because of that situation, my group mates and I came together, we bonded as a team, we understood and looked back on what was the part that got deleted and decided to put it back together put it back together on the laptop, as we were able to dictate what we remembered during that part. And the result, we were able to pass our thesis, and we were able to even get, let's say, honors, right? So that's how a way that you can answer the question. So again, most of these questions or situational questions are being asked because we want to know how you were able to react to a situation that you have encountered in the past, that will happen in the future, because we want to see how you'll be able to react to it. Okay. Now, those are certain questions that could be asked during your interview. And I just want you guys to remember that additional questions could be asked, such as what is your expected salary? How do you handle stress or pressure? And how do you work well with others? So these questions, let's say, what is your salary expectation? Just be very honest. But remember that you have to do research about the role, right? So understand the range of the salary that you may receive for the role that you are applying for. Now, how do you handle stress and pressure? So that's a question that can be answered also through a situation, right? So again, how do you handle stress and pressure is an example of a situational or behavioral question. So just make sure to answer it with a situation that you have encountered in the past. And also, how well do you work well with others? It's important that you answer this by sharing a situation where you've worked as a team, because the only reason why they're asking you this is they want to see how well you work as a team and how you are as a team player. Now, those are additional questions that could be asked, so I hope that you prepare for them. But again, be very honest and just really understand the position and company that you're applying for. Now, interviews are always good. It's nerve-wracking, but remember, it's very important that being interviewed by a company is already a positive practice and can help you understand your strengths and areas of improvement. So remember, after the interview, I know it's not going to be nice if you don't get the job, right? But again, take it as already a practice, and take it as a practice that you are able to understand your strengths and also areas of improvement. So if you would like, even after the interview, you can already ask the interviewer, how well did I do? And what do you believe I can work on? What are the areas that I can improve on during the interview? There's no problem in asking that, right? Because for me, it's very important to ask questions after your interview. So to end this, I'd like to leave with you my favorite quote of my company, which is, what makes you special can inspire your life's best work. For me, it's very important going through an interview. It's very important that you are your authentic self, and because that's what makes you special and can truly help you inspire your life's best work. So thank you, everyone. I hope also that you're able to look into our opportunities in Optum. So we are currently hiring for our healthcare advocates under customer service. We also have positions under the registered nurse roles and also medical coding. And we have open positions for the allied health graduates. You can look into these positions in work@optum.com and also in our Jobs 180 page, which is jobs180.com/Optum. So thank you, everyone. If you have any other questions, you can always please drop me a message or email me at christine.pasha@optum.com. Thank you so much, everyone. Good morning and have a happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you for that, Ms. Reese. So to our audience, we are now open for questions. Ayan. Hi, Ms. Roceli. Ayan, ma'am, we will just finish this and then we will proceed with Ms. Roceli po in a
Sorry.
bit. Okay? So, ma'am, I have a couple of questions here. Number one question, what are the common reasons on why an entry-level applicant is not chosen for the job? Like, ano po yung mga usual reasons kung bakit nadi-defer yung application nila, so on. Ganyan.
Right. So this is after you've been interviewed already, correct? Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's a very good question. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's very important to also understand why are the reasons and why you didn't get the job, right? So ask the interviewer why you didn't get the position and what areas you can improve on. But for me, usually reasons and why you people don't get the job is because they really aren't a match. It's either because they aren't a match with the culture of the company, either it's not a match with the position that you're applying for, or you are, or yeah, it's because you really are not a match for the position. But again, as a recruiter of the company, they would look for a position that would fit the qualifications that you have. So let's say, for example, you have been interviewed for, let's say, the customer service role, but during the interview, you didn't get the customer service role, but you were endorsed to another position because the recruiter feels that you're more qualified for the other role. So don't worry if you don't, again, get the position that you want. It's important that the recruiter would really know what position that you'll be able to grow in and that you're most qualified for.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Second question. Would it be okay to not be fluent in the English language if you're joining or if you want to join the BPO or PO tech industries po?
Right. So that's a good question. Now, it would really depend on the position that you're applying for, again, in the BPO. You will definitely will not need to converse with anyone in the English language if you're applying for a non-voice role, right? Or there are some, for me, if I know, there are some technical roles that you also that are non-voice and you don't need to speak with anyone. So again, when applying for these roles, look at the qualifications or the job description. What is needed? Because if you are, let's say, uncomfortable in speaking in the English language, then look for roles that you don't that it's, let's say, a non-voice, or that really doesn't need conversation, like let's say in customer service or as a healthcare advocate in Optum. But for me, honestly, it's very important to have this in the back pocket. Having a good conversation in the English language is it's very important in landing a role right now. So practice, again, it's very important to practice speaking in the English language. You can practice with a friend or a colleague or with your family, or and just really understand how you're able to really improve on the English language.
All right, so thank you for that, Miss Reese. So to our audience, are you sure you have no more questions? Ayan. If ever, you can look at Optum's list of vacancies. It's available. It's scrolling at the bottom of your screen. It's jobsunique.com/Optum. Ayan. So Miss Reese, on behalf of Yui Caloocan and our team over at Jobs on 80, thank you for joining us this morning. And happy Hearts Day, ma'am. Happy Valentine's po. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Shari. Thank you, everyone. Have a
Have a
great
great day.
day. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. All right. So next up, we have here a speaker from DXC Technology to be discussing top skills employers look for. We have Miss Rosely Gopez Pintado, Application Services Capability Leader for DXC Technology. She has 18 years of working experience in the IT industry, primarily on application services, programs, and project management, strategic leadership, customer and people management, quality management, process transformation and implementation, delivery excellence and governance, product management and change management, and she's passionate about building and transforming organizations with efficient and effective processes that equips the company to meet its goals, make employees live easier, and bring values to the customer. She loves working with people and building an environment that brings out the best in myself and in the people around her. So let's welcome to our stream Miss Rosalie Gopez Pintado. Hi, ma'am.
Hi
How are you
everyone.
this
I'm good.
morning?
Thank you, Shari, for a very comprehensive introduction. So thank you. So hi
Thank
everyone.
you.
Hi to everyone who's watching. I am
Can
glad
we
to be
touch your
here.
screen, ma'am?
Sorry.
Screen share, ma'am. Can we load your
Okay.
sharing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let me start sharing my screen.
Yeah, and so ma'am, today we have like a mix of people. I'm also seeing people watching from other campuses from other schools. Ma'am, can we put it on full screen?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hello to everyone who's watching. I just saw a comment coming from Sorsogon State University. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So, ma'am, your deck is up. I'll leave you to it, and I'll be back for Q&A once you're done. Thank you, Miss Rosalie. Enjoy.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to say I'm very happy to be here. So hello to everyone who's tuning in. Happy Hearts Day. Um, I will skip my introduction. Shari has kindly introduced me already. I guess I just want to add that on my spare time, like I like to read books, stay active by running, working out, and playing with my cat. I'm also married for the last 10 years, right? Um, so there you go, right? So my topic for today is really I wanted to share what the top skills that tech companies like DXC are looking for. And I hope this will guide you as you start your careers. Um, and secondly, I wanted to give you an idea of what it's like to work in a multinational technology company, and how fresh grads' early careers can contribute and succeed. I'm hoping that, as you get a glimpse of what life is like, or what day in a life in a multinational tech company, you'll be able to appreciate better how the skills that I'll be sharing with you, I guess, applies and works. Um, and hopefully, that will help you sort of map, like, I guess, map like where you are now in terms of career, how you want to grow, what direction you want to take, right? And so I'll be going through four key topics. The first one, I'll give you a quick overview of DXC technology. The top skills, right? We'll head into the top skills that tech companies look for. And then what it's like in the tech workplace, especially from the point of view of fresh graduates and early careers like yourselves, right? And then we'll do a wrap up and key takeaways. Okay. Um, so DXC is a multinational IT services company. We use the power of technology to build better futures for our customers, colleagues, the environment, and the communities around us, right? We are present in 70 plus countries. We have 130,000 plus employees worldwide. And we're catering to 240 plus Fortune 500 companies, right? These are our customers. We across different industries, and we have over 60 plus years of delivering technology and innovations to our customers. Um, in the Philippines, we have been here for around 18 years. And it started back in 2003 when P&G, Procter and Gamble, decided to outsource its IT operations to HP, right? So at that time, it was around 230 P&G people. They were rebadged into HP, and that became the Philippines Delivery Center. So throughout the years, the company has grown, right? It has changed its brand name into DXC. Um, and we've also added a lot more capabilities, certifications, and customers. And we're now one of the top three global delivery centers worldwide for DXC. What started out as 230 people is now at around 6,000 man strong. And we deliver services across the enterprise technology stack, from infrastructure, cloud, security, applications, and analytics, right? We have offices in Taguig and Quezon City. Um, but since the pandemic started, we have actually moved to a virtual first working arrangement, and this would be our position, more or less permanently, right? Except for some roles that needs to be in the office. But I think primarily most of the workforce will be a virtual first working arrangement, which means we'll be working from home, right? Our operations are also virtual, including our hiring and onboarding. Okay, so being a services company, right? We are a tech company, but we are also a services company, right? We provide technology services. So this means that people is really in the heart of our business. So we put a lot of investment and care into our employees and in our people, also in the community around us, right? And we do this by investing in key programs, such as for the community, we have what we call Buhay DXC. So this is basically programs, communities within DXC, that really encourages and invest in the hobbies, interests of our employees. So you would have like communities for parents, you would have communities for dancing, people who like to dance, photography, um, and and there's also a lot of communities in terms of singing, all of that. So in DXC, when we have like our town halls or year-end parties, we normally don't have to hire any talent, right? We really tap into our dancers and our singers and even our photographers, right? So this also encourages people, our employees, to pursue their passions outside of work, right? And give them a venue to um, showcase it within the office, right? We also have corporate social responsibility where we work with different sectors within the Philippines to really support the needs, right, of different organizations to also help Philippines grow. And then we are, as a global company, we have put a lot of emphasis in diversity and inclusion, right? Ensuring that we hire fairly and we treat our employee, regardless of race, gender, give them equal opportunity, right? And we also partner with a lot of schools and universities, like right now, right? In order to introduce DXC at the same time, we also, for some of the universities, we also partner with them through workshops or trainings. Like we help them also build their curriculum to prepare their students, right, or students like you, as early as possible for a career in technology. So for care, aside from providing like a community where our employees can grow, we also have a lot of program in terms of um, encouraging the overall um, growth as a person of each employee. For example, there are a lot of activities or programs in terms of physical, mental, and financial wellness. Like today, we'll be launching this app, a well-being app, right? Where like there are a lot of like free exercise videos, recipes about emotional health. There are programs where or challenges where the whole team, the whole organization would go into a step challenge, right, just to ensure that people are connecting, engaging to each other, and also keeping physically, mentally, and financially healthy, especially during these times. Our office, or we also have a culture of like open dialogue. So there's an open door policy. You can reach out to your to your to team leads, to managers, to directors, right, to just voice out your obviously respectfully, like any concerns or constructive feedback, right. There's also a lot of focus on rewarding and recognition, recognizing people and teams who have done a great job, and really encouraging them to keep, like growing more, doing better. And then lastly, we put a lot of investment in terms of um, learning and development virtually, right? Since we're all at home right now, and it's a really competitive space, right? Technology, the tech space is really growing, very dynamic. So it's very important for all of us in the tech industry to keep, upskilling ourselves, cross skilling, learning. So we put in a lot of platforms, virtual platforms, learning platforms, a lot of onboarding, trainings, learning and development, mentoring, and we do all of these virtually. Okay. A lot of our investments have really been noticed, right, by the industry. In 2021, we won the Asia's Best Employer brand. So this award basically recognizes companies with outstanding practices in talent management, talent development, and talent innovation. And we also got a lot of or several comparably awards. So this is based on real feedback from the employees, right? I want to highlight best company for diversity, best company for women, best company for global culture. Where our CEO, Mike Salvino, has also been nominated as the best CEO for 2021. And we've also been included in the Forbes 2020 list of best employers for new graduates, right? Okay, so I hope that gives you an understanding of DXC, right? And gives you a context of the skills that I'll be discussing in the next couple of slides. Okay, so when we talk about skills, we really talk about the person as a whole, right? So we when we interview fresh graduates or early careers, or actually, for any level, we really look at three key things, right? So it's really about the looking at the holistic, right? The mindset, the skills, learning, and development of a person, right? So we look at the technical skills, right? So when you say technical skills, this is having specific talents and expertise to perform a certain task or job. So at least for tech, this is, like coding, testing, project management. So these are what you would call technical skills. People skills, this is really the mindset or attributes and personality traits that help an employee interact with others, and this is really key in succeeding in the workplace, because you don't, or we don't, deliver or work as an island. We don't work alone. We work with a team. We work with a greater organization. We work with many, many people every day. So having the skills to interact, influence, work successfully with other people is, really very important as well. And third is business skills. So if technical skills has to do with what you need to do to be able to deliver your task, people skills is what you need to do to be able to work with other people, business skills is understanding what your company does and what your customer needs, right? And being able to um, organize your work, or uh, head into that direction where your customer needs you to be, or where your organization needs you to be, right? So I'll do a deep dive of each area, just to give you more of an idea of what it is, right? um, okay, so for technical skills, so this is specific for tech and IT, right? And within the IT space, since it's a big space, this is also very specific for applications type of work. Because in IT, as I mentioned earlier, you would have your infrastructure, there are also areas where it's specific to security or cloud, or there's also even service desk type of work, right? So I'm speaking specifically for my organization, which is applications, right? Um, so for programming language, in this year, right? I think in the last couple of years, these are the programming language that has been very popular or very in demand. There's your Java, C Sharp, .NET, React, Angular, SQL, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Python. While this does not cover everything that an IT employee needs, because the industry changes so fast and there's always new technology. Having this as a foundation shows us, or shows an employer, that you have the foundational programming skills, right? If you can show that you have an expertise in these, it also shows that you can learn easily new languages and new technology. So this is really a good foundation to have. For roles, so in case you're wondering, okay, I'm an FG, or I'm a fresh grad, I'm an early career, what kind of roles can I have within tech, right? So you can be an applications developer, you can be a tester. There's also roles in within the applications management space as an level one, level two support. If you are interested in automation, you can also focus on automation engineering. You can be a test manager, you can be a project coordinator. So there's really a lot of roles for a fresh grad to get into. It's even possible that, like this year, you start out as a tester, and then you build up your dev skills, and you see projects that you're interested in. You can work with your manager and move into being a developer in a team. You can also play. It also happens that you can play both dev and testing roles, right? So And then for engagement, you'll be part of a could be part of a project. You could also be part of apps management, basically supporting operation for all of the applications that is supporting the critical business of our customer. Okay. Um, and then so that is for tech skills. We move on to people skills, right? So as I mentioned earlier, these are the skills that you need to work with people successfully. This is, I would say, it could be specific for tech IT because I've been working in this space since I was a fresh grad. So I can't really speak for other industries, right? But I would guess that it's also something that would help regardless of what industry you're in, regardless of what services you're in. Actually, it will also help you in life, right? Because these are really people skills that is applicable, being successful at life in general. So the first one would be a can-do attitude, having a can-do attitude. This just means you're always up for a challenge, or learning a new skill. You don't say no as a first response, especially in a field that is very dynamic and there's always something new, there's always a new challenge. Having that mindset or having that attitude of can do, right? Wanting to uh, go through a challenge, it's really key. Um, Being dynamic and energetic, right? Bringing that positive energy to your day, to the team, right? Despite the many challenges and difficulties. Having grit, right? So grit is really being brave and courageous. This means that you are willing to fail fast, learns fast, right? You don't give up until a successful outcome is met. And then there's always striving for excellence, right? So this just means that you're passionate about what you do and in providing value to your company, team, and customers. And lastly, for the people skills, it's pride in your work, right? Being genuinely proud of what you do, and it shows in the quality of your work. Okay. Sorry if you can hear some background noise. So there's a lot of happening in the neighborhood. Please bear with me if you are hearing it. And then last set of skills that tech companies are looking for. The first one is business skills, right? Sorry. Let me pause for a bit if it's too noisy. My apologies. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, so for business skills, this is what I mentioned a while ago, where understanding what the customer and organization needs, right? And being able to use this information to drive the success of your team, your engagement, your role, so that you can provide that value for for the company, also for the customer. Okay, so for business skills, the first one would be, again, might be specific for tech IT, but definitely applicable for all of the work that you can do within IT, right? So the first one is really being cross-skilled. What does that mean? It's being a well-rounded professional, able to play multiple roles effectively. So this is similar to what I shared earlier, where being able to um, develop yourself and position yourself in such a way that it's possible in a team you can be both applications dev and tester, or you can have a knowledge of how to support an application, but at the same time you've also learned or beefed up your dev skills. So that means that any role that comes in the pipeline, any demand, or anything that your team or engagement would need, you'll be able to step up and say, I can do that, right? So that makes you really a very valuable part of the company and of the team when you're able to become cross skilled, right? Proactive, right? So Proactive means that you see an opportunity or problem instead of running towards it or ignoring it, right? It's running towards it to investigate and solve or try to see how that opportunity can be taken advantage of, right? Problem solver. This is also being brave and courageous enough, right, to does not give up until a successful outcome is met. Um, and then it's really also having that idea, having that mindset of if I see a problem, an issue, sitting down, not being overwhelmed, and trying to analyze it, right? Marunong maghimay, right, to be able to solve that problem. Also being able to work with others in order to, knowing who can I tap, and that's where the people skills come in. Who can I tap? Who can I work with to solve the problem with me, right? Being adaptable is always ready to do whatever is needed to get the job done. Since IT is a very dynamic space, sometimes your roles and responsibility isn't black and white, right? So there's a lot of times where um, something that wasn't clearly defined that it's your role, right? But you know that it's needed to get the job done. You see that you get it what's needed to get the job done. You're flexible enough to say, okay, maybe not my scope as I understand it, maybe not my role, or maybe you're thinking, oh, dapat it's my manager's role or my team lead's role, but hey, I can do it. I think I can do it. I'm courageous enough to try, right? And that's being flexible and adaptable. And then lastly is attention to detail. Especially if you're a programmer or you're dealing with applications, there's a lot of features, there's codes, there's a lot of bugs. It's very important to train your eyes to be open to the little details that results in big successes. Sometimes it's, that one little when you do coding, right? It's that one little period that it's or dot or that one command that is out of place that is actually causing the whole program not to run well, right? So it's very important to be able to train your eyes to see so that you can solve problems better. Right? Okay. That's actually I mean that's actually I think like the three key areas, right, in terms of the skills that the company looks for, right? It's the whole thing. And in my experience, the most successful fresh graduates and early careers are those who understand and strive to grow in these three areas, right? Some people obviously, I mean, would be stronger in one to two areas than the other, right? And that's okay, right? The important thing is to be aware of these three areas, right? Understand that it's not just about technical skills, it's not just about people skills, not about business skills. It's a combination of all three, right? And being aware of that, being humble that, oh, maybe I'm not yet strong in this area, but I'm strong in this area. And then looking at the gaps and then working on continuing to be better, right? So it's really just like working out. I don't know if anyone, I'm sure a lot of you also works out, especially now when it's so hard for us to move around. Um, you will notice that, oh, my legs are naturally stronger, but my arms are not, right? But you can always work out your arms, so that it gets stronger. You can always work out your core so that it gets stronger, and as you continue to work out your legs, you realize it's really become your differentiator, right? It becomes something that makes you ahead of the others, so you use it, right? So it's that same analogy, so if in terms of building your tech and people and business skills, it's a journey as well, right? Um, but in the next couple of slides, just to hopefully make this more alive, I want to share how the fresh graduates, right, in my team, right, that I've worked with, in the years, in the past years, I've seen them really demonstrate or grow into the three skills successfully, and they've really been able to make a difference. Even in their first years at work, and it's because they really put in like an open mind. Um, okay, so let me share some of those, right? So the first, I guess, success story is what we call a silver dashboard. The problem here is that we get so this is actually one of the teams that I was managing when I was 2 to 3 years back when I was managing the automation team. What we notice is that we have a lot of requests from internal and external customers on a visualization tool, right? Like a dashboard. And because this helped them manage their business and IT operations, and one look at the dashboard, they would know the status of their operations. But the challenge that they were having is that majority of the visualization tool in the market are expensive. You have your Tableau, all of those out of the box. It was very expensive and it had a lot of features that they really didn't need, right? So you're paying so much money for maybe, for example, you're paying so much money for a phone because it has a lot of features, but you didn't really need one, right? You didn't really need an iPhone, for example. They just probably needed a Nokia, but there wasn't really a Nokia that was available in the market, right? So so the team that was handling this service was really thinking about it. And then two apps developers who were fresh graduates at that time, they really stepped up and said and worked with their technical lead and team to create a homegrown visualization tool. So the technical lead and the tech lead and that and the tech lead of the team was really thinking maybe we can provide a dashboard, something that's customizable, but something that we are creating on our own, like homegrown. And then the two app developers said, okay, we want to work with you on that. We'll be the one to develop it, right? And then what they defined is that it could connect to anyone, even if it's an automated data source or something that's manual, it would work, right? It's just basically a skin. And then it's 60% cheaper than the visualization tools in the market because the features are very simple. It's just basically getting from any data source that the customer has, right? And using predefined simple charts, right? And it's customizable to the customer requirements, meaning what charts are you looking at, what data source that you have, what colors do you want, something that will work with your branding, right? And the outcome that was delivered was that it was an affordable solution that the customer needs. It makes it easier for customers to manage their business better, right? It still provided the value or it still addressed the need that more expensive solutions out in the market had, right? And this initial tool actually, so that was probably 5 years ago, it has grown into a product now. Right? It's actually one of the best seller for my teams, right? For my organization right now. So year after year, there's always a customer asking for this. There's always an engagement or a project for this. And the two apps developers has actually grown into the tech leads and product owners of that team, right? So it's never too early to make a difference, right? It's never too early to contribute, and what you contribute now can grow into something much bigger a couple of years down, right? Okay. Another success, this is the last one, right? Is so that for if the first story was more of an for external customers, this one is really for internal use for the team. And the problem was pretty simple, but at the same time important, right? The team had no visibility on the L&D progress of the team, right? And there were and it needs a multiple manual follow-ups to understand who's taking what and who's finished what. As I mentioned earlier, right, for DXC, it's really a key, if very important, a key investment for our team to really go through trainings and learning and development and certifications, right? So we actually invest in a lot of certifications. Our employees, regardless of level, can are given those certification vouchers for free, right? No strings attached. So as long as so basically, but it's important to just keep track of who's completed the training, who's ready for the certification, who's passed the certification. And we didn't have anything like that, right? So again, we have around 3 to 5 fresh grads or early careers. They volunteered to create an app, right? A simple app that would help the team to manage and track the learning progress of the team. They didn't have the skills for power apps, but that was the most reasonable one because it was we had the company had a license, the enterprise license for it, right? So what they did was that as they were building it, they learned power apps, right? So that they would be able to develop the L&D tool. So they were brave enough, courageous enough, and proactive enough to say, I don't know this, but I have a programming background. I have knowledge in Java, C Sharp. I know I'm confident I can learn this because programming language would have the same structure, right? Once you've learned one, you would go through the same learning patterns for other tech languages. And the outcome was that the team now has a way for the to monitor those progress. There's also even an automatic email to say that, oh, someone has finished it, and it encourages everyone, and it makes the whole team know the progress for everyone, and it encourages them to also, like, okay, my teammate has already finished it. I have to hurry. I want to finish it also, right? um and then leaders, were able to see what help was needed. So where are people not progressing enough? What's the reason for that? How can the leader help, or how can we help? Where do we put more investments, right? What training is really successful or helpful? What training are the team really having a lot of value from, right? So that's where we will put our investment in. And then the team gained, and then another thing is that the team gained a new skill or capability where they learn Power Apps. So that's something that they will always have, right? They can put it in their resume, they can put it in their CVs, right? And this also opened up for new projects to come in. We didn't really have Power Apps project before, but because we can already say that, oh, we have people who know Power Apps, new projects can come in. We actually use this sort of a demo to demo that capability. The 5 people also started mentoring their teammates, right, to learn Power Apps. So more and more people in the team now knows Power Apps, right? So there's a lot of opportunities. Again, as I mentioned earlier, a small thing, a small step can really open up new opportunities, new doors for the team, for yourself, for the company, right? Okay, so I'm starting to wrap up, right? So these would be my last couple of slides. I just wanted to show uh, what it's like in the tech workplace. So now that you kind of have an idea of the tech skills that are needed, how it's applied, how it's been applied by fresh grads like you in the different project, different opportunities, and how that have actually been successful and opened up new opportunities. I wanted to show you, like, give you more of a, like a glimpse of what's a day in the life for a tech workplace, right? The next one would be a video. May I request for the tech team to share the video? A quick glimpse, right, But that actually a lot of those workshops, planning session, collaboration sessions that we do internally as a team or even with the customers, obviously that happened a lot pre-pandemic, right? We don't see each other face to face right now. A lot of that has been moved virtually, right, into the different meeting platforms, collaboration platforms. But just to give you an idea that working at a tech place, it's really it's dynamic, it's fun. You work with a lot of people, you experiment a lot, you really do a lot of exploration. There's a lot of new things to try every day, right? So if you're up for something like that, and you get excited by things that are new, and you love working and collaborating with other people, then maybe consider pursuing the tech career. Okay. My next ones would be, oops. Okay. Right. I just wanted to, as I wrap up, right, I just wanted to share a little bit more about, like some fresh graduates that we have in the company right now. I think this would be their first or second year. A lot of them were hired actually during the pandemic, and they, shared their experiences. So the first one would be Aliana, right? So Aliana is now a capability lead. So at DXC, she is developing her skill set. Sorry, I'm gonna look at my second screen. It's bigger. She's developing her skill set and her business expertise, and at the same time, still being able to manage her work-life balance. And DXC has given her the chance to handle and implement a project immediately, right after her graduation. And that hands-on experience, guidance from her tech lead and her team has really opened up new opportunities for her and has made her believe in herself more, right? And she's very happy because, as I mentioned, this is really an opportunity that every fresh grad, as you head into your first year or first month, grab those opportunities to really step up and contribute as soon as possible, right? To have that courage. Janelle is an automation technology consultant. Also the same, right? She's working with her team. They are hardworking yet fun to be with, right? She feels genuinely welcome in DXC, and there's a lot of opportunity to grow as an individual and as a professional, right? Lastly, Keith is now a ServiceNow technology consultant, right? In his first year in DXC, he already has two projects. He was able to learn ServiceNow. He didn't know that when he graduated, but because he had a good foundation in tech and he was proactive and excited to learn, he's been able to learn it. He has handled two projects, and he's prepared. Like DXC has helped him prepare for it, right? And has given him technology experts and mentors who is willing to lend him a hand whenever it's needed, right? And that has allowed him to become a ServiceNow technology consultant. Okay, so I hope that gives you an idea, also inspires you of things that you can achieve and accomplish, right, as a fresh grad, as an early career. Okay, I think this is really my last slide, or my last two slides. So just key takeaways. I've said a lot, right? There may be some things that you missed. Also, so but just just a key takeaway. What I want you to, after this talk, what I want you to think about, right? Take away from. So the skills needed in success to be successful in tech and also in life, right? Is really holistic. It's not just one thing. It's being good, having the right skills, or really investing in your technical skills, your people skills, and your business skills. The tech workplace is dynamic and fast-paced, right? There are tons of opportunities to learn and provide value at all levels. You don't have to be a manager or a team lead to provide that value. In your first months, right, with the right attitude, right mindset, you can really deliver and make an impact already, right? And then enjoy the journey. Your working life is long. You'll be working longer than you were in school, right? And I won't sugarcoat and say na it's easy. It's actually very challenging, but at the same time, personally, right, I've grown a lot in the workplace. I've grown a lot in my character, in my maturity, in my skills a lot of that I also apply in my life, right? Not just in my work. So it's a great chance to really learn about yourself and other people. And so it's a fun ride, right? A challenging but also a fun ride. So I wish you guys all the best, right? As you enter the workforce, right? Last, yeah, so please connect with DXC Technology if you're interested to know more about us. We have a lot of channels. We are on YouTube. We are also on Facebook and LinkedIn, right? Just Google DXC PH, right? And then bookmark, if you want to know about a fresh graduate program, so we have a program really focusing on hiring and onboarding and training fresh graduates such as yourself. You can go to dxc.com ph, right? Just Google DXC PH graduate program. So this would be the link. This it would take you to more information there. You can also actually find that in our Facebook, right, or LinkedIn, and also jobs180.com. If you go to jobs180.com, there's careers at DXC. That probably may be the easiest place for you to head to get to know more about the opportunities for fresh graduates within DXC technology. Right? Okay, I'm done and I guess ready for questions and answers. Let me stop
Thank you
sharing so
for
that I
that,
can see
ma'am.
you. Okay.
Thank you for that, ma'am. So our floor is now open for questions, students, audience. If you have questions for Miss Roceli, now is the time. So I'll go first. Ma'am, number one question: what is the common misconception in working for the tech industry? And can you please prove our audience wrong? Like, what is a
Common
common
mis
misconception that
common
people think?
misconceptions.
Like,
Ah,
usually they would it's for tech, it's only for engineers, it's only for male people, mga ganun, ma'am.
okay.
Especially coming from
Okay.
well, let's prove them wrong lang, ma'am.
Okay, common misconception. I would have to say though, you have to have a tech background. I mean, that's not a misconception. You have to have an engineering background, because that really provides a foundation coming in, right? You have to be interested or like or have experience coding. The misconception would probably be that it's all male, or that it is just technical skills alone that would make you successful. As I said, as I shared, it's not just technical skills. It's open to everyone, regardless of race, gender. Um, we even have a program that actually something that we're starting in the Philippines, but it's running in other countries of DXC where we hire autistic people, right? Because they're very good testers. So it really technology can be a great career for everyone, right? As long as you like engineering, you like tech, you like programming, you like applications, you like coding, all of that. You will have a room for tech in tech.
All right, thank you for that, ma'am. Next question would be, because we've heard a lot about the stories with fresh grads po. So, if we can ask, what are the things that you wish they could have developed, like recent hires? What are the things that you wish they could have improved on before joining the industry? Like, is it people
Mhm.
skills?
I think a mix, a little bit of the three areas, right? I mean, obviously not. I understand that it's a journey, right? We will get better at all of those things that I shared, but it would be good to have a balance of three, right? So someone who has a good basic knowledge of development technology, can code, right? It doesn't have to be the best coder out there, but can code, can understand code, wants to learn more about code, right? But at the same time, someone who can communicate well, can really like the previous talk before that was shared, very important that you are able to express yourself, right? Ideally English, right? Please practice English. It's A lot of our companies is still multinational. Obviously, if you can express yourself in Tagalog, it's good, but it limits the opportunities that you can get into, because a lot of our companies right now are really having customers that are outside. And tech jobs right now isn't back end job anymore where you're just coding away, not talking to anyone, right? It just evolved into something that you work closely with the customer, understand what they need, and then put it into your development and testing. So it's it and learning to work with a team, right? So your thesis, your group work, right? Take that seriously, right? Don't just show up and magpakape. No, please don't. Really contribute. Find a way to contribute and be really like, imagine that this is your team. It would really be like simulating how your job would be like in the first year, like your thesis, like when you're creating an application. So the more that you can contribute and work with your team and be of value to your team, then you would take that habit when you transition into work. So that's very important. Please take it seriously.
Thank you for that reminder, ma'am. So to our audience, you heard it from Miss Roceli herself. Huwag niyong anuhin na, take it seriously. Yung
And
mga
just to
group work
add,
and
when we
thesis.
do interviews, while it's not the end all and end all of your interview, but we asked a lot about that. And we really look at like, what did you really contribute, right? So please take it seriously. Also so that hindi mahirapan yung teammate nyo, di ba?
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, ma'am. So, ma'am, I think that's it, no? So, to our audience, if ever you wish to explore vacancies over at DXC, the link is below. It's jobsready.com/careers at DXC. So, it will also be available on the school page that we provided earlier. So, that's schools.jobsready.com/UE-Caloocan. Mapupunta rin sila doon. It will also be available there. All right. So to our audience, Miss Rocely, thank you very much for being with us, for spending your Valentine's Day with our
I
audience from UP Caloocan.
You're
Thank you
welcome. I
very
just
much,
wanted
ma'am.
to apologize if there was a lot of audio noise
No,
earlier.
ma'am, it's fine. We don't
It's
hear
fine.
much of it po. Hindi po namin
Okay, at
masyadong
least
narinig.
my noise
Opo,
canceling is
opo.
working. So, but thank you everyone for having me, and I really hope to see a lot of you in DXC soon.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We wish to have you po again in other universities naman, ma'am. Thank you po, Miss
Okay,
Rocely.
sure. Happy
Thank you.
Valentine's, everyone. Have a great day. Bye
Have a
bye.
great day, ma'am. All right. So again, as a reminder to our audience, the link will be shared in a bit. So to officially close our session, we'd like to invite Sir John Antonio Postrado Jr., RGC Guidance Coordinator for U Caloocan, to give us the closing remarks.
Hello,
Sir
ma'am.
John,
Can
I'll put you
yeah.
on spotlight.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning. Good afternoon na pala, no? So, sorry, medyo nag-overtime tayo ng konti, no? Nakaka-enjoy naman yung ating discussion. So, hindi ko na rin patatagalin in behalf of the whole team of the Guidance, Counseling, and Career Services Office of UIC Caloocan, and of course yung partner namin in implementing this program, Professor Annabel M. Espiritu, our OJT and Job Placement Coordinator, and the rest of UIC Caloocan admin. We would like to thank again jobs180.com for always supporting us in our career development program, no. The whole team, Sir Kim Chua, Ma'am Shari, Miss Mishi, si Miss Joy, no, wala rito. Thank you po lahat sa suportang binibigay niyo sa amin. And of course, we would like to thank our speakers, Ma'am Roceli and Ma'am Reese, for sharing your time, no, and expertise, no, to educate our graduating students. So nowadays, this new normal situation posted a very challenging situation in the job market today. Um, but through this webinar, no, we would like to make you feel or make you aware that there are still a lot of opportunities out there that waiting for you. So nilalapit na namin, no, ng guidance office, ng OJT office at ng jobs180.com, yun yung mga opportunities na to. So it's up to you to learn, no, take advantage of this webinars and mga succeeding webinars pa namin. We will still have one more webinar on March and job fair, no. Hopefully ma-set up natin yung job fair, online job fair on April, no. So nilalapit na namin yung mga opportunities na to. So it's up to you, no, our students, no, to take advantage of this, no. And hopefully na makapag-start tayo, no, makapag-start kayo ng career with our partner industries. So again, thank you for attending this webinar. We will post our attendance and evaluation sheet. I think meron na rin sa comment section na post na kanina. So please sa lahat ng umattend, paki-fill up na lang yung form. And again, thank you for coming, no. Magandang hapon po ulit sa inyong lahat.
Thank you again, Sir John, and thank you to the entire GCCSO team and the OGT office din po. Thank you po, Miss Annabelle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy Hearts Day, Sir John. All right, so to our audience, the link is now live, so you can click it on the comment section. Nandiyan na rin po siya nakalagay. Please evaluate within the day. If you have questions about the evaluation form, please reach Sir John or Miss Annabelle po kasi they have control of the form. For internship or OJTs or vacancies, you can look at jobsunique.com/jobsun80. And we also want to invite everybody that we are hosting a couple of webinars this week. So if ever you're interested to join in any of those sessions, please feel free to chime in and join the fun. So guys, happy Valentine's Day. Have a great day all. Stay safe.
The clinical trial market as we know it is about to change. We're revolutionizing the current state aligned to disparate, slow, and often manual processes. Optum's vision is to transform the drug development process to one that is centered and grounded in real-world patient behavior and physician practice. Optum's ability to access this unique network and fold in the strongest data and analytics expertise will enable us to jointly bring life-saving drugs to the patients who need it most. Join us in this partnership to bring our shared vision for real-time, real-world healthcare research for real patients.